Yeah, hello all. In our previous session, so as part of our React learning, what we have seen some basic setup for React, right? Okay, we have done with that, but some errors you people have got, right? So, okay, I hope you are clear with that, or else still if you're having any doubts, just let me know regarding that prerequisite or pre-setup for your React. Sishanka, in yours, it's working now, right?
Yeah, it's working. It's perfectly
Yeah.
working.
Okay, you are going with the 16 version, right? Node.
Yeah, yeah.
So not only for this, anything you always have to go with LTS version software always.
Okay. Okay, Kish.
Yeah. Pooja, Pooja, you told like you are still getting some errors yesterday. Like you'll be asking tomorrow. Still, you are having errors. Are you fine with the setup? Hello, Pooja, able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Uh, how about your React application? So whether it is working or not?
Yes, yes, sir.
What?
Working. Working. Hello.
Pooja, is it working fine now? Okay, okay then, good. So when it comes to our React application, so we'll be using, without using this also you can develop, but that is hectic process. You can't do that in a minute. You can do it in a 2 minutes and all. But if you use this simply, create React app as a external tool. If you use this tool, using this tool, you can create a React application in a simple way. So where that backend activities it will take care, like what are the things to be imported, what module to be imported to work with that, and also that will be taken care by your this tool itself. Okay. Now we have created our application, right? Today, application we have created. Yeah. So in there, so many files usually be created, but out of them, so which are something, few things are not required. Those things we have removed. Now index.js is the main entry port for your entire application. Where if you look at this one, react dom dot render, and there you'll be having your app, and then document comma document dot get element by id. That's it, and that root, that element will be that in that place this entire data will be displayed. So what is that place is nothing but your main file, html file. Only one html file for you will be there for your entire application, right? So that is what here. When you look at the body of that file, there you can see only one simple division, only one element called div element with an ID called root, right? So that's a place where the entire data of the application will get imported or will get placed. That is what your root is. So now what to be placed will be defined here. So if I write app something like that, then my application app.js is my module, right? So there, whatever the data I'm having, that particular thing will get displayed over there, or else. So this app is something like in the form of a function. I defined app. So I give one name like app, and then I have written something inside that. Some data I'm getting in the form of written element. Something I'm just returning it. See, it could be something, some new HTML stuff, or it could be simple text, or it could be anything. So now I'm doing, and as I'm writing in it as in a separate file, I'm exporting it. Okay, so this app is something app which is a JSX element, which is an exportable one. Means wherever I want to use it, yes, I can able to use it. Okay, if I want to use it, I have to import it and I have to use it. Now that is what it's about. But this is called, your component will be used, and that will be placed in this. Instead of that, a normal JSX element also you can able to place over there. That also you can able to. For that, first I would like to run my application. So to run the application, simply we can use npm start, with the help of which we can able to start our application to get run. So by default, it will be opening in a localhost IP. The address will be localhost IP, and as well as 3000 will be the default port name. This may take few seconds. By default, that is opened in the browser, but still the data is getting reloaded. Yeah. So once you will get some message here, then that will be yes, that's it. Now, if you look at this one here, this JSX element is which we have just created. Now, instead of that, what I want to do here is here I have just created home.js, which is a new component I have just created, inside which I'm having this data, something hi, hello, hi, welcome to something like this. And for that, I even applied some CSS also to that element, not home element. Yeah, something I've added, right? So now that home component data I wanted to display here. So to display this home component data, my home component data, first I have defined my home component in the form of a function, which will be default one JSX element it will consider. I have written this data and I made it exportable. Now I want to use here, then go to your index here, and then instead of passing this JSX element, you try to pass your home component. So to represent the component, we can use something like this here. Simply that the component name, whatever it is, you can able to simply write it. So already we have imported it, so that we are using now. So yeah, that's it. This will be, if you save this, that will be what I can say, auto reloaded, and the data will be displayed here. That should be displayed here. So once that reloading is done, that should be displayed. So but saving is not properly happening. So that's the reason it's here. Reload it. Yeah. Now you can able to see that. So the data you can able to see, like, hi, welcome to home component. This is called, your basic structure of your React application, and going through folder structure and each individual files, and then one important thing here, that is, you can change that and you can write your own stuff also over there. So that is about that one. And when I'm talking about this JSX, I would like to talk little on that. So that is like, you are allowed to write something in JSX, like HTML as well as some JavaScript stuff here. If you look at this one here, I combine both, the normal variable and this data, and inside this I embedded this as well. So not only this, you can able to embed whatever you want, the stuff, right, JavaScript related different things will be there. So those kind of data, yes, you can able to take that one, and the same thing you can able to do here. If you want to, what I can say, make it more complicated also. If you want to do that, yes, you can able to do that one. So for example, uh, here I want to keep it further. What I can say. Okay. Here I will create one function now. Just one function I'm creating now. So some name I want to give to my function now. Greet. The function name is something like, greet, and uh, it can take any variable like ABC, whatever it may be variable. But what it should return here, something I'm returning now. Function. That variable name, whatever may be. So just I'm writing welcome to the React learning. Just like that I'm writing now. Now what I'm doing, just observe. So when I'm creating my the JSX element here, some element, whatever it is. And see, don't think like it should be JSX element. It could be anything. This is a JSX element. That's it. If you look at this one, here, what is this? This is a JSX element. You can write it as a ABC also. That doesn't matter. Clear? Now that ABC will be a JSX element. That's it. That is a JSX. Right? Now, here I've written one H1 and all something I did, right? So now here, instead of doing all this stuff, here I'm commenting this. Instead of that, what I'm doing, observe, I'm removing everything. Here I'm calling that function directly. Here I want to call that. So what is my function name? Greet is my function name, and it will accept some value, right? Some value you pass, or already you have one variable over there called guest variable. I'm just passing it. You understood, right? That's it. This is the one I want to do, and in this, instead of home component here I will pass ABC, which is a JSX element over there. Now save this.
The file home.js, the one which you have given there, over the ABC,
Yeah,
that has to be uncommented, right?
that has to be
Uncommented, because you have not defined the file home.js here
where
in this index.js, which you have commented just now.
we are not
Over the
using it, no? Where you're talking.
I mean, about that ABC only, the one which you have given just now.
Yeah, here I commented.
Yeah, but the file has not yet. How to explain to you? You need to
File is not it.
you need to define it in the index.js, right?
Which one?
The one which there. I mean, the home backward
We have
slash.
defined now. We have defined home.js file, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
that file we are importing now. You want to use it, we are importing. Line number 5.
Oh, okay, okay.
See, the thing is like, if you're talking about rendering the data, so forget about component. Okay, I'm just rendering the data. Clear, Shashanka? When I'm rendering the data, React DOM dot render is the method. It will accept two values. Okay, one is the JSX element what you want to render. Okay, comma where you want to render. Clear?
Understood.
The
Understood.
second, the second argument is default one. We don't change that because for your entire application, only one HTML file will be there. Right? That is the place where root is defined. Okay, that we don't change. Now this data has to be rendered over there. Clear? JSX element data. So this element can be a normal JSX element or it could be a component also. You understood, right?
Understood.
Yeah. So as of now, actually, I'm going reverse. So earlier by default will be app component will be there. Okay. Default is component will be there, but I'm removing it and I have defined my own component. Yes, that is also working. Now I'm defining normal variable, which is the JSX related element. In that earlier, some normal stuff I have written. Instead of that, now I use something like some function. So that also I'm trying to. So greet is the function which will return some value, and to that I'm passing some variable. That entire thing I'm writing here. That I am considering as some variable over there, JSX element that I have just written here. Now save this and just go to your application. Just reload this application, and yeah, but it is taking in a different way. Simply, whatever I have written there, so directly that is doing that one. So, but what I expected, greet function should execute and that should take that value called, guest value Ajay. Then it should return something like hello Ajay, welcome to React Learning, right? But still it is showing something like greet guest. That's it. Why? Why it might be any reason? Shashanka, any guess? Why it is showing like that? Any guess?
No, sir.
Hmm?
No.
No. Hmm. The thing is like, if you normally write hi, hello or something here, that will be displayed, right? Generally, if you write
Yeah.
hi, hello, that definitely will be displayed, right? Yeah. So then if you write greet also, that will think in the same way only. You understood, right? In
Understood.
the same way only it will display. The thing is here, if you want to display anything in the form of, a variable and its value or something like that, then we have to use this one, that notation, curly brace, pair of curly brace. You understood?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, yeah,
Flower.
yeah. If
You know, flower
whatever the
bracket.
thought is that you have to say that. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No problem, no problem. Not like that. Means
I
you
was
should not
thinking
keep
actually, I
inside.
was
You
thinking
have
the
to take.
flower brackets and then
No, it can be error. Nothing, no. It could be error. That's it. Nothing more, right? Yeah. And if you look at this also, if you see this in white color, grid is in white color, guest is also in white color, right? But if you look at this one, if I write like this, then you can able to see grid is in some cream color, guest is in some normal light blue or something, right? Because now it should work. Again, reloading. Yeah. Now you are able to see something like hello Ajay, welcome to uh, React Live, right? That is it. So here I would like to talk. I'm just now I'm talking about only this JSX stuff. what kind of JSX we can able to use. Why? Because in our application, when we start some application development and all, directly I may use the combination of some HTML and your JavaScript and all together, and I'll be doing something, some other activities. Simply I'll be using. So for that only, I'm just telling like JSX. So it's up to you, whatever the kind of stuff you want to do. Yes, you can able to do here. So you can increase the complexity also. Here, if you look at this one, you're passing some data, and as per that, this is getting written. So when you're passing what some variable like guest Ajay you are passing. If you are passing nothing, then something should happen. That also, if you want to do, you can do. For example, here you can use some if condition here. If that value is not empty, then only you can able to do this one. Yes, you can able to do. So for example, if yeah, this one you can put under if class entire return. Okay, or else you can do something else here. That also, if you want to define, yes, you can able to do that kind of stuff also. Yes, it's all about what you want to do. So for example, here in the else block here, I can write something like just to do differentiate. Simply I'm writing just nothing. Hi, welcome to React Learning. That's it. If no data is there, if some data is there, then that data. You understood it? So now save this. Just go there and refresh it. Now that is there. Now I would like to change this. Means I am not passing any data now. Now save this. Just go there. Now reload it. Now you are able to see something like simply it is showing hi, welcome to React Lab, right? Just like that it is showing. So this is about your programming stuff. What I'm telling. See, you can increase the complexity level just by using your own programming skills, and you can able to do whatever you want to do. Yes, you can able to do that. So not only that, even this element, whatever I'm talking, like this one, it could be anything. You can even have uh, image also there. For example, here I would like to create one image now. Uh, Image element, something like that here. You know, right? Generally, how to create image, we'll be using something like image tag, but this is something different. So here I'm using something like this. Here you have to provide something like source. Then you have to provide. You don't write any data in the image as it is image. So now I want to get some image now. So source means if I have any image in my folder, then that image I can able to display. So if I don't have, I can display it from the outside also. So if you look at this folder structure here, this is our HTML work, something was there, right? So uh, there are certain images were there earlier. Yeah, there is one image called something like watch images, or something like watch one, something whatever. I'm just copying this image. I will have to copy it into our React work. Somewhere else here. I'm just pasting it. You can use it anywhere. Normally, I'm just pasting here. The same thing you can take and you can put in your React app, and there in the public folder also you can keep, and so that it will be available for you to use. But here I'm just keeping as of just go there, and yeah, this is the source, right? But here instead of passing something like your d colon and also that is instead of that, it's better you define one variable for the path. You understood, right? So for example, what I can say, so something, some path you define there. Uh, like this image URL. Here you write the path, whatever the path you're talking about. So the path you can pass here. What is the path here? So to get that path, this is the path. Then get that name. Watch one dot, that is in the form of PNG. That's now just go there, and here it is a variable, right? You have to write that variable in the form of in a single curly braces, and there you have to pass that image URL. I'm just passing that down here. Yeah, instead of ABC, you pass image element. Now save this, reload the application. Yeah, here you are getting some error. Okay, it is displaying some path error or something, but still you are able to display path error. Watch one dot png. Here I'm taking some other URL now. I just want to check some problem is there with this URL or something. Now save. Just go to your application, reload it. Yeah. Now it is getting displayed in your application, right? Got it. So now the problem is there with that, that path. Okay, fine. That we'll see later. But the thing is, like, when you are talking about JSX element, that element need not be always, simple text, or it could be the text HTML related text, or it could be the combination of some JavaScript variable plus text. Here, if you see 16th line, where you can see this is a HTML related text plus the combination of some JavaScript variables. It can be there, or it could be a function related thing. Then some stuff which is relating from function that you can able to get it, or it could be something like some image kind of data also. Yes, that kind of thing also. Yes, you can able to get. Even you can define some objects also there, whatever may be the objects you want to write over there. Yes, you can able to do that. So that is about your data is about. Okay, so uh, this is, I can say, like your JSX. So if I don't use JSX, what happens? So if I want to give some simple H1, some text, but if I don't use this JSX style, then what happens? JSX style, you know what, right? The combination of this H1 and some stuff and all that. So if you generally don't use, what happens? So that is what we are going to see that now. So for example, here one simple ABC only, very simple one here. Now this is JSX element, right? So here instead of this, you can pass normal ABC. So whatever the data is there, hi, this is JSX element, that will be displayed. That should be displayed. Just go there and reload it. Yeah. So now this is displayed. Okay, fine, absolutely nice. So if I don't use that JSX style, then what happens? So for example, yeah, here that is what. So ABC JSX example, right? If I don't use this, but still I want to display this data, hi, this is JSX element and all. Then what I have to do is in this my React DOM dot render is there, right? So in this directly I'm passing ABC, right? The same thing, the same data I want to do, but without using that JSX element. If I want to do, what I have to do, React DOM dot render, okay, method. Same thing. Here, so many things are there. I'm just removing it and I'm keeping. So now, what I have to do like this? Just observe. I have to write like this. H1. Okay. Then, so this is JSX element. I have to write like this, and then I have to write like this. Document dot get element by ID. You know that, right? Get element by ID, and there I have to pass something like root. Now save this. Here capital E I have used. Earlier is small e is there. Now reload. Whether it is target container is not a DOM element. Something is wrong. target container is not okay, React element. I have to create something like this. React dot create element. This is that element now, and when I'm passing this here, this will be my React element and ELE. Now save this. No error, but still the data is not going to be displayed. These are earlier errors. Yeah. Now it is displayed because that will accept three values actually. So where some styling related stuff also will pass. But if you look at this one, so simply I wanted to display some simple text in the context. That is my context. So like just to displaying some text, which is some H1 format and all. If I wanted to do that stuff, then what I have to do is first I have to create something like some React element. I have to create, and then when I'm passing that to my render method, then I have to do like this, that element which is a React element, and then to that what type first you have to tell, that is H1 type. Forget about styling or something, that you have to keep empty, and next what stuff it is having, that you have to pass. Then this entire thing is one variable, again one argument, then comma, then document dot get element by id, and this one I have to do. You understood, right? So now if you look at this one, this is the way how to add simple one H1 related data. But if you look at this one, line number called 18, how simple it became an HTML element and JSX element, not HTML, JSX element. You understood that? Simply, if I write like this and if I give that value to some variable, that's it, gone. Simply created, that is a JSX element. That is what your JSX is about. You understood my point? Right? Why JSX is important? Why we use JSX that much? Because this one, it will make or it will simplify your work easy. It always simplifies your work. Clear? So else you have to do that kind of thing. See, for this simple one, this element only how to do this much stuff means. If you are talking about different kind of scenarios we'll be developing in that time. So whatever we are doing here, so that will take so much of time, so much of burden to do that, right? Clear? So that is what if you don't use this, that is what the problem happens. Clear? Like this you have to do, or else in another way also you can do, but there also you have to use something called create a React element. Create element you have to take, and there you have to first to create that element, and then later you have to pass that element. You understood it? So for example, whatever I'm doing here, and this two lines are the same thing. I want to do in another way now. What I'm showing here is everything, all different possibilities, but out of all of them, using directly JSX is the one. JSX is, don't think something else. This is this writing this kind of syntax itself is the JSX. Okay, HTML stuff and directly adding that variable, that value to HTML value to your normal, you know, JavaScript variable is nothing but the JSX stuff. See here, this is one way, right? Element element. So now I'm just creating the same thing in another way, where I'm using something like React create element here. Okay. Now inside that I'm doing something like this. That element, what type element you want to create? So I want to create something, some H1 related element I want to create. Okay, for that, anything extra attributes you want to provide? No, I want to keep that empty. It's up to you. If you want to provide anything, yes, you can able to provide over there. So now and then the text related to that one. Here instead of I, here I'm using hello, just for change. Okay, hello. This is this. Now here instead of passing all this stuff here, simply I will pass that element. Understood? Right? Now just save this. Let's go to your browser. Now you are able to see something like, hello, this is JSX. You understood it? So this much, what I can say, extra burden you have to take to display some information in the DOM. In that view, if you want to display this one, this much burden. So to remove all these things, okay. So what can I say? Simply directly I am writing observe. I am removing everything now. Okay, how simple this will be. That's it. Whatever I did, the same thing I can achieve. Now you understood, right? So that is the power of using the JSX. So I told this 1 2 times. Again, I'm telling you, if you are creating or if you're developing any React related application, whatever it will be, very small application or whatever it is, or some big application, whatever it could be, whenever we are developing this without using JSX also, you can able to define it, you can able to develop it. Clear? But the problem here is, if you develop like that, you have to write so much of code just for small things. It's normal just to display some data itself. You have to do lot of stuff you have to do here. Clear? So this is about some basics of the React as well as some basics of the JSX. Clear? So next comes your one of the important and main aspects of the React, that is components. React components or components in React. So why? Because why I told this is main, because if you're talking about a multi-page application, so generally we have multi-page applications. So whatever the applications we generally know so far, if people know, they are multi-page applications where for whenever you open directly a page, their home page will be there. Next to something like some sign up page will be there, or registration page will be there. Next login or sign in page will be there. Next something after login, some dashboard page will be there, or some about us page will be there, or some contact page will be there. So different pages will be there. They are HTML pages. All of them are binded together, and if you click something that related information will be displayed. That is what your multi-page applications are about. But when I talk about React or Angular, whatever it is, we'll be using SPA. That style is called SPA. That is single page application. That is about single page applications. So where, so if you're talking about single page application, it's like I will keep only home page, then I will do that, and so that this won't work, right? You have to get the utility of all these things, but still the page should be only single page. You understood it? That is like your index.html is there in your application, right? React application, that only that application only, that HTML only will be there. The only thing, like if you're talking about all this stuff, different kind of things, then what we'll be doing is, instead of keeping all these as separate pages in multi-page application, what happens? All these are separate pages: home.html, signup.html, login.html, like that it will be there. So instead of keeping these as separate pages, what we'll be doing is, we'll be creating separate components. You understood my point here? Home component, sign up component, login component, about us component, contact component, kind of thing. Then this different components will be rendered or will be displayed whenever it is required. So that is like if user clicks something, then at that moment, as per its clicking, as per his selection, then something should happen. You understood it? So that how, when he clicks, what will happen, that is some stuff we will be learning in our future sessions. Okay, don't worry about that. But the thing is, like, you have to understand one thing: these are the different pages in multi-page application context. But in single page application context, these things, these stuff, like home related stuff, sign up and all, will be there, but in the form of a component. I hope you got my point here. So uh, something, going blindly, without going blindly, why first we should know that why. So that is the reason we require component here. Okay, now if you are having something HTML files and all, their data will be there. What data will be there? Some data will be there, some in the form of some headings, so like images, so much of things, so many things in the form of something, the data will. Yes or no? Now when it comes to component also, here in a single page applications, we are talking about the component, right? So if you're talking about something like home component or whatever it is, so in that component, every component should have a render method. It should associate it with its own render method. It should have a render method. Clear? And when you're talking about these components, basically two types. In two types, you can create components in the React. They are class-based components, and the other thing is function-based components. As of now, in our application, whatever the component we have seen is not class, that is function based component. If you look at home component, this I have defined as a function, and then I have read some return, some function, some data I have returned there, and that is acting as. Not only that, even your main component, which is associated with your application directly, which came with the application, is called also, that is also a function related application, functional related component, or functional based component, or function component. But there are two ways. One is class based component, and the other thing is function based. What are the differences and all that we'll be discussing later, but we should know first. Okay, so to create a class based component, first of all, so if I want to create any class based component, so first what I have to do here is, I have to create one simple class, some ABC XYZ, whatever maybe the class I have to create. Yes, but that class, whatever I create, that has to extend. That has to extend to. There is one default class is there in the React. That class name is called React dot component. So this we have to you know, extend our class. That's it. If you can do that, then that is nothing but your what I can say. It will be acting as a class based component. Fine. Now, for example, here I would like to use one class-based component now in our application. So for that to happen, here in the source, I would like to create a file now. What file I can create? Actually, you can create anything. Okay, about is not there, right? So I'm creating about class. Class name is about. I told you, right? We have to use extends here, and this class has to extend it to React dot component. And here, every class, every class, if you want to consider as a component, then that class should not be a normal class. That should be a class, should be extended to this React component, and at the same time, uh, that should contain every component should contain that class whatever you are defining, that should contain a its own render method. It should contain its own dedicated render method. That render is a function. It's like a method that will default, it will get executed. Now, what this render method should have is some value should be returned from the render method. That value can be some normal stuff like normal string, or it could be h2 or something in the form of JSX, or it could be anything. I'm just writing something. This is about this is called your what I can say component here. Now just go to your index and don't go to what extent going to work. I'm just commenting this as well. Now this stuff I'm commenting this. Yeah, in that instead of ABC, here I will use home done, right? So this is about component. So I'm adding, and that should be imported, auto imported on the top. No, it is not auto imported. Then it should show some error here. About is not defined. That is what it is. Then I want to import it. To import it, import import statement is there. About not one element, the entire class I want to now save this. React is not defined in about.js. I think I have to enable that. Yes, so to do that,
I think we need to use the import React from React.js.
what?
In about.js, we need to apply the import React from React.js, and at the bottom we need to use the export.
Yeah. Actually, like this here, uh, like this you
Import
have to
React
do.
from React. At the bottom, export.
Save. Still something it is about does not contain a default export. Yeah, because this is like a class. See, if it is a function, by default function will be available, and wherever you want to use that function directly, you can call a function. But when you're talking about a class and all, you're defining this class and the stuff, whatever it is there related to this class, you want to use or something, whatever, it has to be exportable ready. So for that, here we have to use something like, export default, something like this, export default, and that name I have to use it, whatever. So even here, home style also, here also, if it is a component also, here normal function also, this that function we made it like, global. I can say in another way, like, export means it's export ready. Wherever I want to use that, I can use. How can I use it? Wherever you want to really use it, then first simply import it and I'll have to start using it. That is what, right? So here also, if you want to use that about also in the same way, so we can able to do this one. I think go there. Reload it. Yeah, this is about component. This is normal text, no? That's why it is coming like this. I think this should be available. I don't know why it is not giving. Read it. Yeah. Yeah. As I'm using this as a form of a component, right? So definitely uh, React. In home.js, if you look at this one, this is like my normal JS file, right? Here nowhere it is like, your React stuff here, right? Because some return method, functions will have returns, yes or no? Function will have function keyword, function will have a name, right? So in that way it will be there. But when you're talking about this one, here you're creating one class and that you're explicitly extending it to a component class, which means React component. Whatever React component has features, such kind of features you want to inherit into your own class called, about. If you want to do that and also import React should be available. So this is about, your what I can say, like class based component. So there are two kind of components, as I already told you, right? That is class based components, and the next thing is like, function based components. So just now we have seen example for that, right? Class based, but function based already we have seen. So if I want to do something like this class based component, then what I have to do, I have to write like this. So this will be my class based component. So same thing if I want to do with my function based component, then here I no need to do all this stuff here. I have to use a function keyword here and the name for the function, and just like this, then this will be acting as, your what I can say, function component. But here you no need to have any methods inside the function. You don't have methods, right? No definition of method is there. Simply directly it will be returning some value here. That return method will be there. I think this is the fine syntax is fine, I think so. Or else check it once. Yeah, that's it. You're return. Even you're returning, it's up to you if you want to go with the some divisions or h1s or something, some basic stuff. But if you want to return some simple text also, you can. Clear? So this is, exporting you have to do. Why? Because you have to get the data over there, right? So in other files you want it to be available, right? So that's the reason. So this is your second style, function based components, and the first one is like, class based component. So but whatever it is, these components only will be having all the data. So as of now you may think like, that's it, nothing is there, but every component will have its own properties. For example, instead of about, assume like it is a student component. What student will have? Student will have what? Student will have an ID. Student can have some properties, right? Student can have a name, ID, name, mail ID, right? And the phone number, first name, last name, if you want to keep it more, and place or whatever it could be, school name. So like that, it will have certain properties and how you are going to maintain such properties, how you are going to work with such properties. If you can learn, then your React is almost more than the 50%. You understood, right? That's it. If you know these components, and then if you know how to give properties and how to maintain those properties. Clear? So if you know that, then definitely uh, you are almost ready to create applications with the React. The other things is like other than this, whatever you'll be having are called some betterments. That's it. Whatever it is there, to that you are doing some betterments. That's clear. So this is about your React, basics of React, and in that uh, learning about the uh, component, just some normal components. What is component and all, something like clear. So whenever you want to render anything, simply you can use that and simply react dom dot render, and then that entire thing will be rendered over there. So that is what we did in the index.js file. Also we did the same. Clear. So in our next sessions, we are going to add some properties to our component. As I told you, that some properties will be there. Components definitely have some properties. How that will be there and how we are able to use it and how can we able to get it done. So all such stuff we are going to learn in our upcoming sessions. So as of now, what I want you people to do here is a very important thing, that is have some practice on JSX elements. What is JSX element? Okay, and how we are displaying the JSX element. Forget about component, forget about the functional component, forget about class-based component when you are working with JSX. Simply the React DOM dot render, inside that element comma document dot get element by ID, that root, that's it. No? That element will be there, right? That is your JSX element. How to create it and all. So that stuff I want you to do with the normal text and text plus normal text. Then is something like h1 h2 related text, that is HTML element, and then later HTML element combined with the JavaScript variable, then combined with the function. This kind of stuff, whatever I did, I want you people to do the same, because I don't want you people to get any uh, discomfort when you are working with any application. Clear? So I want you to be clear with this. So that's why spend some time on this. Next comes your component. So I want you to create your own component, user defined components. Okay. I want you to define your own components in two ways. One is function based components, and the other thing is class based components. Just now we have seen the what I can say syntax of this. So this will be a function based class based component, where simply define any class with the name whatever of your choice, then extend it to React.component. As you are using React.component, then you have to import that React module that is already available uh, in your application. It is available. You have to simply import it. That's make it ready. Next is every class will have component class will have render method, its own render. Inside that render method, you will be having some return statement. Some data will be returned. Got it? Then make it exportable so that any in any of other files you can able to use it. That's it. Next comes your function based component, where simply give function keyword and write your component name whatever you choose. Then write this one, and then inside that simply write the return method. That's it. It's return some value. So why return is something not like this? Here you are having like this, but here it will be like as a method it will be there, because inside this you can write whatever, and make this also to be exportable ready. Got it? So this is about your types, right? Component based, and next is like this one. class based. Or else, if you want to take this, take this screenshot also, because I want you to practice this. I'm giving you a few seconds time just to take this screenshot. All of you. Okay. Done. Done with screenshot. Just give me confirmation. One of you. Okay. Next is, I want you people to do this. That's it. Nothing else we have learned, right? Only that this one and this one. When you are using, CSS and all, if you want to use it. And how to add that CSS is simply same import. Use some CSS file, abc blah 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 dot CSS. Then that CSS file, if you want to apply to your class, or that you want to apply to your, get it. If you can, you do. Else, we'll learn it later. Okay, don't worry. But I want you to do this, because the thing is, like, if you are doing one class, second class, third class, fourth class, sixth, fifth class, sixth class, seventh class, and eighth sessions I'm talking. So if you're listening to all these sessions and all, if you're feeling comfortable and all, if you're thinking like I can practice later, then this is not going to work. You understood, right? The problem here is, whenever I'm telling, explaining, it will be like, what I can say, easy. When you're listening to me, it looks like easy. When I'm doing, when I'm typing, when I'm entering, when I'm executing, it looks so easy. So, but if you do something like pending, with respect to practicing, I'm talking pending. So if you do this work for pending, then I can practice after 5 sessions, after 6 sessions and all. Then this is not going to work. You understood my point, right? So whatever is happening today, by tomorrow's class, before attending tomorrow's session, if you would have practiced that same by today, then only it is going to help you. Else what happens? The burden will get increased. Clear? So what I'm expecting from you is these two things done, right? I want these two things should be completed by today itself, before we attend tomorrow's session. Clear? So while you are doing that, if you are getting some issues and some errors and all, absolutely fine, we'll be discussing such errors. But you have to. You should not, what I can say, postpone the things. You should not postpone that, practice kind of things. You should not postpone. Clear? Yeah. Okay, guys. Then yeah. So I hope you will be, practicing these things and that. So in tomorrow's session, we'll see rest of the things. We'll be practicing, right? Give me some confirmation, Pooja. Yeah. Okay then. Yeah. We'll see rest of the things in our next session. Okay.